Hey guys, it's your girl SeekretD. I'm driving home. I'm in a bit of traffic, so I figured we'll have a conversation. So I saw a video on Instagram earlier today. I reposted it into my story, which I usually do. Like if I find something interesting, I'll repost it in my story. And most people that, like to interact, they'll reply and give their opinion on it or what have you. So this one is about dating, right? So this person wrote into a show or something. Either way, this dude is reading this letter. He said that the person who wrote in about their sister. Their sister was dating a guy. So we'll say the girl's dating a guy, right? I think she lives in the Bronx and he's either in Brooklyn or Queens or something like that, right? Now, she said that they decided to meet up in Manhattan, halfway or whatever. So she said that when her sister got there, the guy was already there waiting, and she was like, "Oh, you got here fast." And dude was like, "Oh yeah, I drove. I'm surprised traffic wasn't bad or what have you," right? So the sister says to him, "Oh well, if you drive, like why didn't you offer me a ride?" And dude was just like, "It's the first date. I didn't think I was supposed to." So apparently her sister canceled dude, like, "Nah, I'm not doing it because of this." And the conversation is whether or not the sister was wrong or the dude was wrong, right? So personally speaking, I have a car now, right? So I drive, but when I didn't drive, I'm sorry about the pause, I was really thinking about it. When I did not drive, I have never gone to a date, like on the bus or train or anything like that. Like I've never encountered a guy that, first of all, I don't date people without means of transportation, right? So if all you got is public transportation, and I live in New York, and I understand 100% that we don't need cars here, right? We don't need cars. But either way, if all you have at your disposal is public transportation, I can't date you, right? And I got a lot of flack for that in my dating experiences. Like people would really be like upset with me, like, "Oh, so you act like there's no such thing as Uber, whatever." And I was just like, but we'll get to that after, right? So either way, I don't know such issues. So honestly speaking, I probably would have did the same thing she did, right? Because I don't know, it's just like the principle of it. And everybody's like, "Oh well, it's the first date, why should he pick her up?" I've always been picked up on the first date. And if I didn't feel comfortable with the person coming to my house, I let them meet me like a block down or something. Or something like that. Or I just tell them the corner street, like on the corner of this and this, like the corner on my block or whatever, if I didn't feel comfortable. But I always got picked up. So I don't really understand the confusion as to why she would feel some type of way about, dude not picking her up and making her have to travel on public transportation over an hour, 2 hours, whatever it was, to meet him. But I also feel like the fact that she was willing to travel on public transportation that long to meet dude shows that she actually liked him. So I feel like it probably took even more for her to be like, "Nope, not doing it, you gotta go." So it's not even like a superficial thing, because I know people are gonna say, "Oh, well, it's not his job to pick her up and she's grown, she could have took a cab." And other people are saying, he could have offered an Uber or Lyft or something to get her there or what have you. And I understand this day and age, a lot of men complain, a lot of males complain about dating and the cost of dating, and how much money they have to spend, and women don't spend money, and right? And I say to that, you need to be more intentional with your dating. If you don't just try to date everybody to try to see who you can hop into bed with, or who you think, because that's what a lot of y'all are dating, to fuck, I realize. So So I feel like if y'all wasn't in a rush to just try to date everybody and everything, and y'all dated with intention, and you got to know the person a little bit before actually taking them out, then you wouldn't be so hung up on how much money you gotta spend versus she don't gotta spend, right? So personally, if I was her, I would have did the same thing. If I'm being 100% honest, I think I 100% would have done the same thing, because I feel like that's a lack of care. Like, you didn't even say, oh, how you getting there? Or maybe you did, and if you did, that's even worse, especially knowing that you got a car. Because let's just say you didn't want to pick me up all the way from wherever I live. You could have been like, oh, I could meet you at such and such and I'll pick you up from there, or whatever. Like, it could have been some type of effort on your part to make sure that she got where she was going to meet you smoother, like more smooth. Like, she didn't have to be on public transportation, dressed nice, smelling nice, looking good, and all of that. I don't know if the intention was to take her home after the date. Like, if the date went well, then maybe he was going to drive her home. And I can kind of see that too, because it's like, once you face to face, you kind of feed off of each other energy, you get to know them or what have you. So I don't know, but personally, I would feel some type of way, and I would probably not be seeing him again. So y'all can let me know how y'all feel about it.